What is up, FPL managers guys? Today we are going to be looking at my Game Week 5 transfer plans. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are trying to hit 1k subs before the end of the season. Can we do it? I'm not too sure, but hopefully we can. Anyway, let's get right into the video. So guys, first off, we're going to be looking at the Game Week 4 results. Now, I am recording this before Sunday's games have been played, but I'm uploading it after they've been played. So you guys can see my final score, my final new rank. Currently, I'm on a massive green arrow, and I hope I'm still on a green arrow. Only you guys can tell. All I need is an Isak, Saka, and Havertz blank. So hopefully, as you guys are watching this, that has already happened. Yeah, I'm kind of seeing quite a low score anyway, but because everybody else did quite bad, I actually had a good week. Now, I only had 3 players that returned, which was Ahmad, Watkins, and Haaland. Now, Haaland brace is perfect. He's still proving that he's worth 15.2 mil. I sold Isak for Watkins last week and it was a fail, but this week he's got 13 points and I'm very happy with it. The defence did awful, but that's what I expected. Thankfully, everybody else's defence did awful. And big man Amad Diallo only cost him 5 mil, being the 3rd attacker on my team with a return. I'm very happy with it, guys. While a lot of my other attackers did fail, it's not the end of the world because they had a few tough fixtures, to be honest, and even going into next week, there's not the easiest of fixtures, but they've all got good expected data, and it's one of those weeks where everyone's entire score is kind of quite low. I mean, I've seen people without earning Haaland have less than 20 points in Game Week 4, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm just flexing on them right now with my 26-point captaincy haul. Even though it's not that big, there's teams with absolutely no returns whatsoever because Watkins and Haaland, while they are kind of high-owned, not everybody has both of these players, maybe neither of them. So yeah, my heart goes out to all of you that have failed this week, but at the end of the day, it means a bigger green arrow for me, so I don't care that much. Looking at the current Game Week 5 team, guys, the defence once again doesn't look great, but I'm going to tell you in a bit why it's actually not too bad, not as bad as it looks. The midfield and forwards, some tough fixtures in there. We've got Amad Diallo playing away to Crystal Palace, which is more likely a blank than a return, and Chris Wood away to Brighton is not easy, but now Nottingham Forest have James Ward-Prowse and Chris Wood is a header merchant. He could end up getting a goal from even half a chance, just one corner or one direct free kick. You never know. Everyone else I'm pretty happy with, even though Man City playing home to Arsenal, Haaland doesn't have the best fixture. You can't win them all. There's always going to be some hard games here and there. Overall, I'm quite happy with it because I've got Salah to cover me with the captaincy. In fact, all of these attackers, all 8 of them, they could probably cover me until I plan on wildcarding in around Game Week 9, when some fixture swings happen. Some people's fixtures get quite hard, some get easy. Up until then, as long as nothing goes wrong, I can keep all these guys and rotate them with each other up until I wildcard. Obviously, that probably won't happen. I mean, there's going to be changes I want to make. There could be some new expected data, which shows maybe Chris Wood being really bad and you have Pedro being really good. Stuff is obviously going to change, but I'm quite happy with it for now. This is just one of them weeks where a few of my players have a bad fixture, and it's always going to happen. It's unavoidable unless you're taking hits, which is something I don't want to do. I don't like taking hits, guys, so I'm not going to do it. Back onto the defence, right? So you've got Saliba and you've got Gvardiol. They're both playing against each other. Now, on paper, both of these players have no chance of a clean sheet, right? I mean, it's basically the hardest fixture you could possibly have. The 2 best teams in the league playing against each other, but guys, stay with me. Arsenal last season played Man City twice in the league and conceded 0 goals, okay? And Man City played Arsenal twice last season. I think they only conceded 1 goal. So even though it's a very tough fixture for both of them, Pep versus Arteta, Arsenal versus Man City is usually quite a low-scoring game, and we could easily see it be a 1-0 or a 0-0. In fact, I think it is the most likely scenario the game ends 1-0, which means as long as both my defenders start in Gvardiol and Saliba, I'm looking at least 1 clean sheet. Obviously, that's not guaranteed to happen, but I do genuinely believe it's the most likely scenario. I don't think both teams are going to score in that game. So, while on paper, it looks tough, I'm quite happy with it. In regards to Flecken, yeah, another tough game, and Flecken's kind of been letting me down at the moment, but I'm sure he's going to pick it up for me, guys. I've always said this, goalkeeper transfers are kind of useless. If I'm going to change him, I'll wait till I've got a wild card to change him around. And finally, looking at Mykolenko, he is not a good FPL asset, okay guys? It was the worst player I picked in my team. He went off in the first half last game week. Fair enough, they didn't get a clean sheet anyway. He started feeling sick, apparently. He started feeling ill. There's no injury. he just didn't feel well to carry on playing. Now, I'm not too fussed because he's probably going to play next game week, and the next few Everton fixtures are quite good. The problem with Everton is that their best defensive performance this season is conceding 3 goals in a match, which is terrible. And they're playing against Leicester, right? And Leicester they're a promoted team. They just came from the Championship, but they're scoring quite well in the Prem. There's not been a game they haven't scored in yet. So Mykolenko is looking at another blank pretty much. So with 1.8 million in the bank, I'm looking to transfer out Mykolenko more than anyone else in my team. You know, I went from Bailey to Rodgers last week to save me the money. Now I'm looking to upgrade Mykolenko and get a 6 mil defender in my team to strengthen that defence even more, since I'm already quite happy with my attack. So guys, we are going to be looking at transfer options I can transfer out Mykolenko for. Now, with the defenders guys, there's only 3 defenders in FPL with actual decent expected goal involvements. That is Rico Lewis, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Romero from Spurs. Now guys, Trent is too expensive and Lewis plus Romero, they're not in my plans. So the defenders I'm going to be looking at are only based on clean sheet potential. I mean, I've got 2 options in my head and both of them they have a chance of a goal involvement, but it's quite unlikely. So the first one we are going to look at, the one I'm kind of not considering so much, is Andy Robertson from Liverpool. Now guys, so far this season, according to their data, Liverpool have the best defence in the league, but they have had quite a few easy games, so it is sort of what you'd expect. And they've kept quite a few clean sheets already. In fact, I think they were quite unlucky to not keep a clean sheet against Forest last game week, which would have been 4 clean sheets in 4 games. Granted, they were quite lucky to keep a clean sheet against Man United because Xerxes missed 2 easy goals. But, you know, the record still stands. They've got a good defence this season. And the next 4 game weeks is what I'm going to be basing my pick off of, because in game week 9, in 4 game weeks time, that's when I'm planning to wildcard. So what it comes down to really, who I'm transferring out Mykolenko for, is whoever's going to get the most clean sheets in the next 4 game weeks. So let's look at Robertson's next 4 game weeks. As you can see on the left side of the screen here, we've got Bournemouth at home, which I think is a decent chance of a clean sheet. We've got 2 away games, Crystal Palace and Wolves, which an away game is never easy, but it is possible. Then they're playing Chelsea, which I think that's kind of an unlikely clean sheet scenario, if I'm being honest. So if I really am honest with all of you here, I think Liverpool keep at least 1 clean sheet in the next 4 game weeks, but I would be very surprised if it was any more than 2. I do believe we're looking at 1 to 2 clean sheets here for Liverpool in the next 4 game weeks. I think they have the 3rd best defence in the league behind City and Arsenal. Now, when you think about Robertson, you think of an attacking fullback, but his expected data compared to Trent is incredibly low. He's not even come close to 1 expected goal involvement in these first 4 game weeks. So like I said, you know, there's a chance of a goal involvement, but the data shows it's very unlikely. The next option I'm going to be looking at is Gabriel. Now, I currently have Saliba in the Arsenal defence, but I may be looking up to double up in the Arsenal defence, which over the past season or season and a half has not been a bad idea at all, because their defence has been the best in the league without a doubt. Now, looking at Gabriel, kind of like Robertson, small chance of a goal involvement. You know, he could score a header from a corner or a cross, but it's not very likely. So once again, we are going to be looking at the potential clean sheets in the next 4 game weeks. Now guys, looking at these next 4 game weeks here, playing home to 2 newly promoted teams screams 2 guaranteed clean sheets, guys. I'm going to be honest, I don't want to jinx it, but it just does. Arsenal keep a clean sheet against Leicester and Southampton at home. I really do believe it. Now, the 2 games either side of that, playing away to City and you're playing away to Bournemouth. Now, they're not very likely clean sheets, I'll be honest. I mean, Arsenal have a great defence, but like I said, away clean sheets are very unlikely. The Bournemouth one still is quite possible. You know, I still give it maybe like a 30-40% chance of happening. Definitely not ruling it out. And the Man City one, like I was talking about earlier, like it's on paper a very tough game, but like I said, Arsenal played twice against Man City and conceded 0 goals. In fact, in the 2 games they played each other last season, only 1 goal was scored on either team. Guys, it's very low scoring matchup this is, and I do believe there is a chance for a clean sheet in this game as well. So as it stands, picking between Robertson and Gabriel, I'm leaning more towards Gabriel. But there is a catch with Arsenal. They've got a few key players out. They've got Declan Rice, who got red carded, which was a bit dodgy. They've got, who else? Odegaard is out. I mean, he's not really a defensive character, but yeah. Caliafiori didn't start many games and he is also out, so they may be a little less secure. Not a lot less, but a little less secure. Now they've got a few key players injured. So yeah, rounding up the two potential transfer options, guys, we're looking at either Robertson or Gabriel. There are other decent options, but not many 6 mil defenders actually have a decent run of fixtures. I mean, even these two don't have the best run of fixtures. If I bring in Gabriel, the transfer option I'm most likely going to make, I'm going to have to bring him in while he's playing away to Man City, which is not what you want to do, but I just can't leave Mykolenko in my team when I have the chance to bring in a powerhouse of a defender. I do genuinely believe, though, that Gabriel playing away to Man City has a much higher chance of a clean sheet than Mykolenko playing away to Leicester. So yeah, guys, those are the two transfer options I'm looking at going into game week 5. Guys, looking at my team, do you think I'm going along the right path here, making the right transfers? Or do you think I'm being a bit silly? Should I have transferred out a midfielder or a forward that's not doing too well? Guys, feel free to let me know. Anyway, if you did make it this far, thank you very much. You are greatly appreciated. Guys, remember, like and subscribe. I'll be very thankful for you. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next FPL video.